Hello everyone, welcome to Animansa Studios. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to model and animate a ceiling fan, just like the one you're seeing right now. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first thing we are going to do is to press A to select everything in the viewport and X to delete. Now we are going to bring in a cylinder by pressing Shift A, Match and Cylinder. Scale this along the z-axis like this, and S to scale it a bit, something like this. Alright, so now press the tab key to go into edit mode and press 3 to be in the first selection mode. Now you are going to select the bottom face and press I to insert face like this. Then press G to grab and Z to move it along the Z axis like this. Then press I again to insert, first like this, G to grab and Z to move along the Z axis like this. Then the final one you press I to insert first like this. And we're gonna leave it there. So the next thing you're gonna do is to press 2 to be in the H selection mode, then press Shift and Alt together, hold them, then select this H, and select this, then Control B to bevel, like so. Alright, so now let's move to the top face. Press 3 to be in the first selection mode. Select this face and I to insert face like this, and G to grab, Z to move along the Z axis like this. Alright, then I again to insert face like this. Alright, then press 1 to be in the first selection mode and E to extrude it along the Z axis like this. G, Z to move it again, something like this is fine. Alright, so this is the shape we are getting there. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do here is to delete. We do not need this face, so X to delete this face. Yeah, alright. Now let's be in the edge selection mode. Press this, press and hold Alt, select this, select no, select this edge, then bevel like so. Alright, the next thing we are going to do is to go to object mode like this, then bring in a cylinder, S to scale, scale it like this, and move it along the Z axis. Then go to edit mode, isolate the cylinder, then be in the first selection mode, select this face and X to delete face. Alright, so now let's scale this cylinder a bit like this. Alright, and bring it down like this. Isolate it again, then press 2 to be in the H selection mode. Press Shift and Alt, select this bottom H, and let's scale it S to scale like this. So we are gonna have this kind of shape like this. Alright, so now the next thing we are gonna do is to select this H, Shift Alt, select this, then bevel it like so. All right. So now the next thing we're gonna do here is to go back to object mode, select this, look at it from the front view, shift D to duplicate and move it along the Z axis like so. All right. So now the next thing we're gonna do is to make sure this is selected, press RZ 180 to rotate it. All right, so this is what we have here. Move it up a bit, like so. All right, so now we have this. I can should smooth this now or maybe later. So the next thing we are going to do is to bring in the blades. So now let's look at it from the top view like this. Then Shift A, bring in a plane like so and scale it like so. Scale it like so. So move it out like this. Alright, so now snap back to edit mode, select this and be in the edge selection mode, select this edge and move it along the X axis like so. Alright, so now what we can do here is to select everything and scale it a bit like so. So the next thing is to be in the vertex selection mode by pressing 1, then select this vertex, hold shift, select this vertex, then control shift B to bevel it, add some, scroll your mouse wheel to add some more vertices like so. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do here is to isolate this blade, select this and scale it along the y-axis like so. So now let's look at it again. Be in the wireframe mode, Z4 will take you to the wireframe mode like so. Alright, the next thing we're gonna do here is to move this, select this like so and move it like so. Like so. Then look at it from the front view and extrude it towards the Z axis like so. Then extrude it again towards the X axis like so. Alright, so now we have something like this as our blade, as you can see. We have something like this as our blade. So now we are going to bevel this, Control Shift B and bevel this like so. The next thing we're gonna do is to be in the edge selection mode like like so. So select this edge, then Control B to bevel. As you can see, we cannot bevel these edges. So what we are going to do is to apply the scale. So you tap back to object mode, then Control A and apply scale. Then snap back to edit mode. Now we can bevel this, Control B to bevel. As you can see, we can now bevel it like so. Alright, so now let's look at it this way from the front view. Alright, select everything, look at it from the front view, and then move it towards the X axis like so, and the z-axis like so. All right, so the next thing we are going to do here is to go back to object mode and then add a modifier, and that is solidify modifier. We are going to add a solidify modifier like so. So now let's move this blade up a bit. All right, as you can see, the blade is up. Let's take it up a bit and make sure it does not touch the base. Mhm. Move it out. All right, look at it. All right, so like so. So now we got this set up. So the next thing we are gonna do here is to, if you do not have this add-on, you get this add-on. So the next thing here is to go to Edit, Preferences, then Add-on. Make sure this bolt factory is checked. Check this bolt factory. So we are going to check this bolt factory right away. So you check it, all right, and apply. All right, the next thing here we're going to do is to be in the top view, then bring the cursor to this point here, like so. All right, to bring the cursor is to hold shift and right click. Once you hold shift and right click, the cursor will go to anywhere the cursor arrow is. So now you bring the cursor here, and the next thing we are going to do here is to bring in a bolt. So now shift A, go to match, then come down here, you see this bolt and click on it. Now, as you can see the bolts here. Now I'm gonna change this type of bolt here. So you right click, go to change bolt. So I will change it over here. You can change it to a knot if you want to, but you want to use a bolt. So I'll go to bolt type. I'll select this one here. All right, under bolt type, I can select this or you can select this. Anyone you want to select, or you can select this. All right, let's go with this. Under bold type, then the head, you can decide to pick this. You can decide to pick the cap. You can decide to pick just any one here that you like. You can decide to pick them. All right, today's lesson is not about bold, so I will just skip it with this one here. All right, so let's look at it here. See where our bolt is. So now I will select this bolt and let's look at it like this. Be in the wireframe mode. So I will select this bolt and bring it inward like this. Alright. So now I will duplicate this, shift D to duplicate and move it. Keep it here too. Alright, so now we have our bolt. Then so the next thing right here is to duplicate this blade. So how we're gonna do that is, first of all, press Shift C to return the cursor back to the center. Then now select this blade and make sure to select the bolt alongside. So the blade and the bolt, look at it from the top view. Alright, so now we are going to go here, change this to 3D cursor. Change from median point to 3D cursor. Alright, after that, Shift D to duplicate, and RZ 120 to rotate it like this. Then Shift R to repeat your action. All right, so as you can see now, so the next thing we are going to do is to animate this. Animate this. But before we do that, this bar here is not going to rotate. The base here is going to rotate alongside the blades. The bar here and this cover, they are not going to rotate. So what we are going to do now is to separate this bar from this. So you select this, isolate it, then tap to go to edit mode and front view. Let's be in the wireframe mode. Alright, so now let's be in the first selection mode and make sure you select this. Okay, alright. After selecting this, press P and separate by selection. Alright, then snap back to object mode like this. So now, as you can see, this pole here is separated from this base. Is separated from the base of the fan. So as you can see, it's separated. So now let's go back. So what we want now, we want this base and the blade to rotate and not the pole. So what we're going to do now is to parent this blade to this base. So you are going to select the blade, hold shift, select this one. Then we also want the bolts to rotate. All right, so we are going to select the bolts. All right, so after this selection, the last thing we are going to select is the base of the fan. So this base here, you select it, then Control P, parent it, select this object keep transform. Object keep transform, select this. All right, so as you can see now, the blades are parented to the base, sorry, is the parent object to the blade. So now if you select the base, the blades will join together like this, as you can see. But if you select the blade, is separated on its own. If you select the base, is joined with the blades. So now the blades are parented to the base. Alright, so now that we have parented the blades and the bolts to the base of the ceiling fan, now let's go into the animation. So now let's bring this up here, right? Make sure this is selected. Do not select this because you do not want only this to rotate. We want everything parented to this base here to rotate. So make sure this is selected. Then you press I to insert a keyframe here. After that, we move this to maybe 100, like so, 100. When you move to 100, you press N for this panel to pop up. Once this panel pops up, remember we want to rotate it along the Z axis and we want to rotate it 360 degrees. So you come to rotation, go to the Z axis and click on it, then put it 360. After that, you press enter. Then keep the cursor here and press I to insert. So once you press I to insert, another keyframe will appear here where we have 100. So now we want this to rotate along the Z axis and we want our keyframe to stop at 100. So you can come to end keyframe here and keep it at 100. All right, so now if you press the space bar or play here, you are going to see our fan is going to rotate. So as you can see, now, if you notice, this fan moves slowly, speed up, and move slowly again. Slowly, speed up, then stop slowly. So in order for us to maintain the speed of this fan, we are going to come here, make sure that your cursor is right here, then press T. When you press T, you come here and select this linear. All right, so now our fan can rotate now with a constant speed. So guys, this is how to model and animate a ceiling fan. All right, as you can see now here, this is how you can model and animate a ceiling fan in Blender. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and share it to your friends. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe so that you can benefit from the channel. We drop more and new tutorial videos for free every time. So guys, see you in the next tutorial. Bye.